Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorials. Today we're going to be learning how to draft a basic pencil dress bodice, which is like an extension of a video I made on making a basic bodice block for blouses. And if you had to see that video, please do well to check it up after this video, because you get to understand a lot of things that might not be emphasized on this particular video. So right here, the measurement we're going to be making use of, we have the shoulder, the bust, the round on the bust, shoulder on the bust, the shoulder to nipple, the waist, the hip, and of course the dress length. So as usual, we're going to start with trying to get the shoulder slope and the armhole, which is usually dividing the shoulder measurement by 2 inches and coming down, like I always say, 9.5 inches, which works for me every every time. Now we came down by 1.5 inches and went in by 5 inches, divided whatever was left by 2 inches and came in by half inches. If that was too fast to grasp or to understand, please do well to check that video on my basic blouse bodice, please guys. So right here is getting our most important lines, which is the nipple line, the on the bust line, the hip, the waist line, and of course the hip line. And mind you, my waistline is usually 2 inches above my navel, 2 inches above my navel, because it's usually the most smallest part of the body, which is like the blouse waist. And from that point to the hip, I usually make use of 10 inches when making a gown, when drafting a bodice for a gown. I make use of 10 inches from that waistline point to my hip line. So right here we're trying to get our nipple to nipple point, which is 2 inches divided by whatever it is you have. For this client it was 8 inches, so divided by 2 inches, made it actually for 4 inches. So here we're trying to get our that measurement, and from the waistline we come up by 5 inches, come down by 5 inches as well. Then we come in by half an inch on both sides to get our darts accurately. Please take note, whatever you use here, whatever you take in here, make sure to add it back when trying to get your accurate body measurement. Make sure to add it back. In this case it's just 1 inch, so make sure to add back your 1 inch when you get to that stage. Now we've gotten our darts, and that place that was actually shaded is a place that will be cut off. It's not necessary, it's not useful anymore. So we're going into using this client's measurement to get her exact shape. And mind you, again, from the under bust and waist we're adding our extra 1 inch, and that is before adding the allowance. Afterwards we're adding it at the immediate measurement, which is what I'm doing right now. So for instance, if our waist was supposed to be like 7 inches, because of the dart you're adding 1 extra inch, making it 8 inches, and that was exactly what happened here. So from the hip, since we're doing a pencil dress, from the hip to get the length of the dress, the under part of the dress, we minus 2 inches from the hip to get the under part of the dress, to give it that pencil like effect. Now we're adding our allowance, which is 1.5 inches, which works for me all the time, 1.5 inches, to avoid having excess allowance inside your dress, and to avoid having to amend anything, or your client saying it's too tight or it's too loose. If you add 1.5 inches, you know fully well what you're taking in, and you know how to go about it. So that is it, guys. This is the top part, and that's under there is the skirt part. And we can also we can totally make use of the front bodice to recreate the back. All we have to do is add an allowance of 2 inches for zipping allowance on the fabric and make a neckline of our choice.